Hey, champions, captain here with Oyster, talking a bit about AFL. Getting to the business end of the season, Oyster, and this is the best time of year to be. Hey, mate, let's talk about top eight predictions because it's getting very tight there in the bottom end of the top eight. Who can you see get the eighth, seventh, or even sixth spot?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Captain? I don't know if you can see in the background, but I've just snuck to Cardinia Park.
Yeah, can hear the sirens.
Upcoming. Well, I'm preparing myself for tonight's game, but good question. It's pretty tight, as tight as the nun's proverbial. Look, I would hazard a guess to say that is it set in stone? No. Who's more likely to sneak in? Probably. Look, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say Essendon.
Really?
Are going to sneak into the top eight, just because their last few games are probably the easier out of the three or four remaining sides. And there's Fremantle's for and against is pretty woeful.
Yeah,
they're almost a game. Yeah, they're almost a game behind, aren't they, with their for and against? The Giants need to win tonight against the Cats. They won't. And then Richmond, they're close enough if they're good enough. It's either going to be Richmond or Essendon. But who knows? Who knows which Essendon will get? Who do you think's going to sneak in?
I like the Essendon, the Bombers. Sitting there at 10th at the moment. Very telling games this week with GWS up against your mob, the Cats. Really depends on what happens in that game, depending if GWS can get that last spot. If they lose tonight, I think pretty much put the line for them. And I think you're right. The Bombers, it's theirs for the taking.
Yeah. What was that? Sorry, no, I'm just with the Armchair champions. I'll be off in a sec.
Yeah,
just give me
give us 2 seconds.
Sorry, Captain. Yeah, look, it's Oyster.
Yeah,
just a couple of minutes. Yeah, sorry, mate. Yeah, look, honestly, I think look. If Richmond do sneak in, I would pity the side that it finishes fifth because they're going to have their hands full regardless. I can't see West Coast dropping any lower than seventh because they're a couple of games ahead anyway. They're 2 games ahead of Essendon or Richmond. Fremantle, yes, they're in the top 8. They got the Lions this week. The Lions could smash them, and then their percentage drops even worse than it is now. So it's going to be an interesting round, definitely.
And the good thing with the Lions is they're playing the Dockers. So, they're sitting 6th at the moment, the Lions, and they've got everything to play for from a bloody good start to the season. But to fall down to 6, I mean, me being a Swans supporter, I'm loving it. But the biggest kick in the arse for the Swans this week is Port Power that are sitting 4th, and they're a game ahead. Well, pretty much they've been just gifted 4 points because they're playing the Crows, minus a very outspoken Tex Walker, who's now gone in for the season.
Geez, he must have said something pretty awful to get 6 weeks suspension. I'm guessing it was something to do with his socks being pulled down, maybe.
Yeah, someone tried to tie shoelaces together.
I doubt if someone with a mullet and a dodgy mo would say something racial towards an Indigenous player. Yeah. I don't know, maybe
just go down the limb.
Maybe I'm just being naive. Who knows? But geez, I mean, it's pretty bad, isn't it? Being the captain of the club and then being suspended for racial vilification in 2021. It's a terrible look. Yeah. So Port Adelaide were going to win anyway, but who's going to kick the goals for the Crows? Tilthorpe can kick some goals. Old Riley.
Yeah.
Texas he always brings his best in these showdown games, doesn't he? He always seems to deliver against Port. So it's a big loss for the Crows, that's for sure.
Yeah, the local derby, he always manages to stand up. Now, the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are first at the moment. And I'll tell you what do you reckon their chances are this week? They're going into a game. Who have they got? The Doggies have got the Bombers. It's a tough one for the Bombers, like we said before, with GWS. If they lose to Geelong, well, maybe they're gifted the fact that the Bombers are playing the Dogs and the Dogs might do a number on the Bombers.
Yeah, look, it's an interesting game, isn't it? It's like a Saturday after, was it a Sunday afternoon game at Marvel with no crowd? Essendon's got plenty to play for. The Bulldogs are basically guaranteed a top 2 spot. Look, Western Bulldogs should win. They should win. It'll be interesting to see their forward lineup moving forward into the semis if they stick with young Jara. Can play, but like, who does he replace moving forward? I mean, is Josh Bruce? Is he going to be the unlucky one, or is it? They're not going to drop Aaron Norton anytime soon, are they? So it'll be interesting to see how they move forward in those last few games to finalise their 22 moving into the business end of the season. Well, the Bulldogs should win.
Yeah, and I guess the other game too, like we keep harping on the bottom end of that top 8 and around 10th and 11th, the Tigers, for them to try to sneak into the top 8, well, they're gifted another easy team playing the Kangaroos, who come and stone last. So which Kangaroos are going to turn up and which Tigers are going to turn up? And does that actually get them into the top 8?
Well, you know what? As I so eloquently put in my article recently, Tom Lynch
sensational article too. That one, sensational champions. Check that one out on the website.
And I'm still waiting for some suggestions via the email. So don't be shy. Look, I'm a school teacher, so I'm used to copying criticism on a daily. So don't worry about hurting my feelings. I get picked on 11 and 12-year-olds every day. So look, Richmond will probably win. They should win. I mean, like, they've got Riewoldt and Lynch as their forwards. They only kicked 2 goals last week, though.
Yeah.
They had 1 goal 2 each. I mean, like, geez, I wish I got paid $1 million to kick a goal each week. And I was fullback for the mighty St. Clair Crows and the Norwest Jets. So I kicked probably more goals than that in some games. Look, North Melbourne have really started to establish themselves the later part of the season. I thought they're definitely the biggest improvers overall.
Yeah.
They'll have times where they will get flogged just because they're a young side, and I hate to use the dreaded word rebuild, but North Melbourne are in a rebuild at the moment, and it's just, unfortunately for them, who are they going to lure over next season in the off season? I mean, they've got plenty of cash at their disposal, but who is willingly wanting to change clubs, knowing that more likely than not they'll have September off because they won't make the finals? So it's going to be an interesting couple of last games for North Melbourne. If they play with a bit more ticker, like they have been, they may get a couple of big name signings. Stevenson's been great from this year, from Collingwood. I think Jaden Stevenson's he'll probably get their BF this year or close to, in the old Sid Barker medal, I think it is. Yeah. Richmond will win. I don't want them to win. No one likes Richmond.
I don't want Richmond to make top 8. I think it's their time to go through a rebuilding stage again for the next 25 years and give someone else a bloody go.
Do you know what, Marco? I used to feel sorry for Richmond supporters. Why? They are the worst supporters in the league in regards to, we get it, you win. You can be a sore loser, but you can be a sore winner, and that's Richmond fans for sure. That's for sure. So I hope North Melbourne win, but I don't think they will.
No, I don't think they will either. And I suppose the next game we just got to talk about, which is a bit of a humdinger. You got the Demons up against the West Coast Eagles, as you just mentioned. West Coast are coming 7th. They really deserve to become the 17th the way they're playing lately. But someone in that West Coast Eagles team really needs to slap them around a bit, wake them up, get them in a cold shower and say, hey, the semis are just around the corner, boys. You want to play? You want to actually get to the big dance? We'll start fucking playing.
Yeah, that's it. And look, I know we talked about on the podcast that it is playing in Optus Stadium, but they haven't really warranted any favoritism in this game. And I'm looking at the sports bet odds, bet responsibly, that they're paying $3.12 for a win in Perth. That's unheard of.
Yeah, that's nuts.
For the Eagles to be paying that much in a home game advantage situation. They got plenty of big guns, the Eagles. Will they gel? Who knows? Melbourne are just ticking along nicely. They have the occasional blip, but I mean, they've shown throughout the year that when push comes to shove, they'll be there towards the end of the season. Who knows where they'll be, but they'll probably finish second or third, I'd imagine. And then it looks more likely that they'll probably play Geelong in a semi. And then they did beat Geelong, so I don't know. Melbourne's my smoky for a team that will probably overperform during the finals, which sounds weird to say because they're coming third, but I mean,
yeah, that's right.
Can you name 6 Melbourne Divas players off the top of your head?
Not current ones, no.
No, I've got like Petrarca as a gun, Christian Salem, Lever, mate. Yeah, I mean they got a lot of good young talent, but the players that they've recruited lately, like as in Lever and May, Lever from Adelaide and May from Gold Coast, they've been their real defensive linchpins, which is great to see, because I did cop a lot of flack for switching over from their other side, from the previous sides that they play for. Yeah, so look, Melbourne will win.
Yep.
West Coast, who knows? Would it surprise me?
Yeah. So before we wrap it up, mate, let's get into your game. Give you a prediction. Obviously, you got to go for the Cats to win. How much?
I don't know if you can see, but this is like a genuine 1990s
Geelong Cats, yeah.
Beanie there, like the original.
It comes with the balls and all. Look at it.
Oh, I used to have the actual pom pom up the top, but I think I had this since I was like 13 or something, 13 or 14. Yeah. Cats will win. I'm paying $1.13. They'll probably win by, I don't know, 5-6 goals. And like we talked about before, they'll do enough. They'll cruise. They'll control the game. It's going to be a very Geelong-like game. The Giants, I mean, they're being crucified in this season with their performances. But I mean, look, with injuries and the amount of players they've lost, I think they're doing exceptional well to be still contenders for the top 8. But Cats will win. Cats will win.
Now I'm going for the kiss of death. I've got the Swans beating the St Kilda Saints by 1-39. Buddy. Big dog behind me. Let's kick 5, Buddy. Hey, why not kick 6?
Well, he needs 15. Does he need 15 to crack the 1,000?
Yeah, it's about that. I think it's 15 for him. Both of the other boys in the picture, I think Heaney will chip in for 2. Parker will probably chip in for a lazy 1 or 2 as well. And
I mean, I'm not a big fan of Tom Papley as a player. Can play. I don't know. It's just something about him. He's very Tony Liberatore-esque.
Yeah.
But can play. Him and Heaney. I mean, Heaney's a gun.
Oh, Heaney's having a season and a half, isn't he?
He is quality, and he's a New South Wales product too, which is great. Swans will win.
Yep.
Hopefully, Buddy kicks 5 or 6, because otherwise he's going to be running out of time, isn't he, to kick the 1,000 before the end of the season? But St Kilda, they play a couple of good weeks. The arse falls out of them. Bradley Hill gets paid literally millions to do fuck all. Like Bradley Hill is a paid spectator on the field at times.
Yeah,
like it is atrocious about the amount of forward pressure or just any pressure that he applies on a daily basis during the game. Interesting. How much money?
Let's just hope he becomes a passenger again tonight, mate. This weekend, sorry, because
I think he will.
I can't see him doing too much.
Max King might kick 6 goals. He might kick 6 behinds. Who knows?
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
All right.
What about the game of the rounds, Hawks versus Collingwood?
Oh, geez. Do we really have time for that? I mean, God, what an absolute spectacle that is.
Who cares? How about that? We just say, who cares?
All the other games are pretty much the same.
Yeah. Look, it's pretty sad to think that 2 teams with such historical significance in the competition are so poorly placed. So, yeah, care factor 0 for me. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be tuning in for that one very much.
Nah.
Maybe flip over if I've got them in a multi to see if that gets up. But once again, gamble responsibly, kids. But we'll get your parents to do it for you.
Tom Mitchell will get 50 touches. He'll handball. He'll probably get 35 handballs. It's like touches for the sake of touching. It's like, when you used to go to the nightclub when you were a young fella and there was girls, and then you'd see people just touching inappropriately with 0 consequence. That is Tom Mitchell from time to time. It's really painful to watch because I know he's putting in effort, but I mean, like, it's just, he's got something like almost 700 possessions this year, captain. 700, and they're coming
600 hand passes.
Yeah. It's crazy, but yeah.
Should have stayed at the Swans.
Well, Well, I don't think he would have made much more of a difference, to be honest with you. I think he's probably the most overrated Brownlow medalist we've had since Shane Woden, maybe.
Whoa, that's a big call.
Oh, can you think of anyone? Can you think of anyone else? That's worse?
I like it. I like it. You're putting your frizzies,
maybe?
Putting your frizzies on the line there. I love it. I love it. Very good.
Yeah. Maybe that could be my next article, overrated Brownlow medalists.
And you guys out there listening to this as well, chip in and hit us up on the email, on the website. Let us know, or hit us up on socials. Tell us who you think was the most overrated Brownlow going around the last 50 years.
Yeah. What would I know? You know, I'm just some school teacher who played
shitload of AFL games. All right, mate, let's wrap it up. Go you bloody Cats tonight, and go you Sydney Swans, and hopefully we're both smiling come Tuesday, mate. I'll chat to you on the podcast then for the round wrap.
That's it. It's as always, go football, go football teams.
Football's a winner.